Hello, welcome. Oh my goodness, this is so bright. I didn't know it was going to be this bright on my screen. Welcome to another indoor gardening tour. If you're new here, my name is Lisa, and this is my channel, Growing on Vancouver Island. My voice is a little bit hoarse. I'm still getting over an illness that I've had for, let's say, almost 3 weeks now. It's been a while. I do have a better voice usually, but it's still a little bit off. But I am a lot better, and I thought I would give everybody out there a little indoor food gardening tour. And I decided to do it live this time because why not? Why not have a little more fun than just making an everyday video? So I don't think anyone's watching, but this year I'm participating in the Winter Indoor Gardening Challenge from Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Hello, cute squirrels. Welcome. So, this challenge is challenging all YouTube creators or gardeners, even who don't make videos, to grow food in their home in the wintertime from December until April. And there's a little tiny prizes. Oh, it's also hosted by GT Grows Junior Grows It Alaska. They're collaborating as hosts on this YouTube challenge to grow as much food in your home as you possibly can in wintertime. So I started my garden actually before I knew about the challenge. And I wanted to try growing food in my house. I watched Mike's Chaotic Gardening in last winter, and he is the king of indoor food gardening. So I decided let's give it a try. So I'm going to show you my indoor food gardening. We're going to start with my hydroponics growing system. This year was the first time I ever tried hydroponic gardening. And it's been so much fun. I'm going to unplug a couple things. Hopefully, I don't get disconnected. That happened last week. My computer just said I'm on silent now, so I hope that's not true. Hopefully, you can hear me. I don't actually know if you can. So I'm going to turn my laptop. This is my little computer room, and we're going to check out the hydroponics system right here. This is my little system that I've got. And the plants absolutely love the hydroponic system. This is my cucumber plant. This is pretty incredible. This is my hand and this is a leaf. Like it is going crazy with growth. This was actually started in soil, this plant, but it didn't do well. It was alive, but not thriving. So I ended up moving it, attempting to transplant it. Oh, hello, Howie. Oh my gosh, I'm getting pop-ups on my screen. Shoot. There we go. I started it in soil and then I broke off the roots when I wanted to transplant it. So I put it in a glass of water in my kitchen window. And then I noticed it growing roots. So I decided when I got the hydroponic system around that time to put it in here. And that was such a good idea because the leaves are just on fire with growth. So that is super exciting. Hello, Deb. Welcome. Thank you for joining in on my little tour tonight. So I've got my laptop tilted right next to my cucumber plant. We have a little tribute to the garden supervisor, this little fairy garden figurine. I said it in my video, but I'll say it again, one of my other videos. If he was alive right now, he would be eating that cucumber plant. If you've watched any of the older videos from when he was outside in the vegetable garden, he used to love the cucumbers, the squash, the pumpkin plants, the melon plants. So I put this in my hydroponics system to honor him, to remember him, and to know that this time, supervisor, you're not getting the cucumbers or the leaves. I'm getting the cucumbers if there are any. I know you'd love to snack, but these ones are not for you. Or maybe you are going to come and visit me and have a virtual snack. Who knows? Who knows? I have not had any pet visits from him, like ghostly visits or anything like that. I know that sometimes pets do visit people when they've passed on, and I don't think he has. Like, I kind of want or wish he would come and visit me in ghostly form, but no, he has not. I haven't had any signs or visions or heard anything, seen anything that made me think he has come back. He's probably having a joy old time over Rainbow Bridge, probably swimming because he loved swimming more than anything. And he hasn't come back to visit. So I have to assume he's living his best life on the other side. So back to the little hydroponics system. Right here, we have another cucumber plant. I don't know, can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. And that one was also started in soil, which I'm going to show you when we enter the other room. There are more. I decided when I got the huge one going that I needed another one. I had a seed in this hydroponic system, and I'm having a terrible time getting stuff to germinate in here with these little sponges that the kit comes with. Almost all of the plants in this system were ones I started in soil, and then I put them into the hydroponic system because, hello, Susanna. Thank you for joining in. Welcome. Because I'm not getting good germination. I mean, I've got a little bit. The only things that germinated in this hydroponics system, I don't know if you can see it, but this is wild argula. Cannot say that word. Salad green that is spicy. I've got like 3 or 4. I don't know if you can see at the back here. Maybe 5. And some of them I pulled out. They just did not do well in this system. I tried lettuce seeds. I tried argula, and I tried one single cucumber seed, and I had either no germination or poor germination for those. Most of these were started in soil, and then I put them into hydroponics, and they're doing so well. I've got basil at the back. I don't know if you can see it. Those guys at the back, that's some kind of basil, and it is doing so well in the hydroponics. Yep, true. Yeah, it is. It does need cold temperatures. This room that I'm in right now is much colder than the room we're going to enter in a few minutes. I think my thermostat is around 20 degrees Celsius. So, I mean, maybe it still needs colder than that. That is possible. I could turn it down a little bit, but I get so cold. So that's why I have it around 20. My other room that we're going to look at in a few minutes is actually much warmer, which might be why I'm having trouble growing peas in there. But let's take one more look over here. We've got some bell peppers towards, uh-oh, what am I doing? Okay, bell peppers towards the back. I'm trying to hold the laptop with 2 hands so I don't drop it. There's one here, again, started in soil, one at the back. This is another little basil plant. And then we've got a few little characters to add some character, mostly inspired by Mike from Mike's Chaotic Gardening, and then an ode to Grandma Sandy and all the fairy gardens. I've got little figurines. This man here, I want to think that he reads positive affirmations to all of my plants, and maybe that's why this cucumber plant is on fire with growth from all of his little positive affirmations. We've got the magic mushrooms happening. And I don't know if you can see that stuff, hopefully. So, well, that is the little hydroponics system. And I'm just going to bring you into the other room now, and we'll check out the rest of the plants. This room is actually, I'm going to turn down the heat. We've been at, you can see that. That's about just over 20 degrees, but it feels way warmer in here, and I think it's a bit warm. I'm going to turn it down to about 15, 16 degrees. So this is my main indoor food gardening area, and every day I come in here and I move the plants around. So it's evening time right now in the Pacific Northwest, and this is where most of my plants are, right here. So I'll show you them maybe individually. One of my most exciting moments this week is right here. This is so exciting. These are cucumber seedlings. I believe they're all the same variety from what I remember. Well, here we go. And they're on fire. I put one seed into each little cell, and I have 10 out of 12 germinated. So that's pretty good germination. And excuse me, I didn't expect this many seeds to germinate. So I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do with this many cucumber seeds in January. I cannot put these outside at this time of year. They will die. The peas are there. Don't worry, Howie. They're coming. I will show you my pea plants. Um, but I'm not sure if I'm going to try these in hydroponics. I'm trying the crackety method, which I'm going to show you as well. I had a lot of failure, but I have one success. And I'm quite certain I over fertilized the ones that failed. The ratio of fertilizer was not appropriate, so I have to try again. So I might end up putting these into the crackety method of hydroponic gardening because I don't have another hydroponics kit. And I don't know that I want to buy another one because they're quite expensive and no companies have offered them to me. So probably going to do that. Otherwise, I need to get more. Well, I have containers, but it's a matter of arranging them in a bedroom because this is literally a bedroom, and finding a place that gets enough light and all those other things that plants need without. I'm not getting new furniture or anything like that. So I have to figure out a way to transplant these into either a container or a water hydroponic system where they're still going to get enough light. There isn't a ton of light in here. I mean, there's a couple windows, but it's a bit challenging. So I got to figure something out. I did not think there would be this many seedlings. So that is awesome. And now we've got one of my tomato plants right here. This one is the biggest from my collection. This I didn't start from seed. This was in my vegetable garden late in the season, growing right outside the garden. There were a whole bunch of these little seedlings, and I couldn't let them die. So I transplanted them all, and only about 3 of them survived, but this is the biggest one right now. And I decided to try companion planting. I do that outside, but because I have so many basil seedlings, I've been transplanting them everywhere. So I have them in my tomatoes. I have them in some of my bell pepper plants. We'll look at some more bell peppers here. Here's another little seedling. Some of them are doing better than others, but I did put basil in most of my bell pepper seedling pots. This was my original tray of basil seedlings. I still have lots to transplant. I mean, they're doing fine. They are getting a little bit leggy, but I'm sure I could save them and make them a little bit healthier. I just haven't quite decided where they're all going to go yet in the indoor plant collection. And of course, I went a little crazy and planted even more basil. I think I have 4 different varieties total. More seedlings here just coming out, basil. And we've got another little bell pepper plant here. Yeah, the cucumbers are looking really healthy. I'm really happy with those. So I don't know that I need to show you every pot, but I'll give you another little overview of my little seedling table here, and then we'll take a look at some of the other interesting developments. So we're going to head over to, let's go to the window next. I don't know what you guys can see here. I'm going to show you my little wine glass. And no, I don't drink wine. This was never for me. This is one of the most useful things that has ever come from this glass. This is the one success that I've had with the Crackety Hydroponics growing system. This was a bell pepper that I put into soil and I started growing it there, but it really wasn't thriving. So I decided to try this with, I think I did about 6 of them, and this is the only one that survived. This was more than a week, maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks ago I did this. So what I have here, just taking it apart, this is the Crackety method of hydroponic gardening. If you've never heard of it, I had not heard of it either. Mike on Mike's Chaotic Gardening recommended that I try this. Basically, what it is you take a container, usually clear, and ideally you want a little basket. This is a hydroponic growing basket. You can get them on Amazon, probably at a hydroponic store. And then that's basically all you need. You need water and you need nutrients. Now, I'm using the ones. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome. Good evening. These are the ones that I ordered on Amazon, but you can get them in other places, I'm sure. And you need the nutrient solution. I mean, you could probably make a DIY solution, but because I have the hydroponic kit, I literally just used the ones that came with the kit in the other room that I showed you for nutrients A and B. And then I put them in water. Now, the problem that I'm having is that the reason that my other ones died, I'm quite certain I gave them too much fertilizer. I am terrible at math. I don't know the ratios. Like, I know the ratio for the big kit, but to convert that into like the amount of mils in a glass of water, I don't know. I am so lost. I couldn't do it for the life of me. So I'm guessing. I'm literally guessing the numerical value that I would need to put of each nutrient into the water so that you're not killing the plant, because too much fertilizer will kill the plant and not enough, it's not going to grow very much. So it's a hard thing unless you're good at math and you're good at all those conversions and that kind of thing. But I'll get there. I think I actually need to use an eyedropper because I was using a lot more than an eyedropper worth of fertilizer and it didn't work out well. But this one is thriving, the only one that survived and is actually growing. And that is super exciting. And take a look at the roots. That's the fun thing about hydroponic gardening. You can see the roots on all the plants. I think it is absolutely awesome to see that. It is so cool. So all I do is I just cover these with aluminum foil. And that was something Mike suggested on his channel. And you can change the water. And originally I was going to change the water once a week or so, but I'm too scared to change it. This is the original water because I seem to get the nutrient ratio correct in this one and not my other ones. So I don't really want to change the water because I might screw it up and kill my plant. So I'm going to let it sit. It's not going moldy or anything. Like, there's no actual problem with the water at this stage. So I'm going to keep it and watch it. If it gets yucky, I will have to change it, but it's not bad right now. So for now, I'm going to leave it. And yes, if you're wondering what this is, it is a bug. It is not alive, but technically speaking, it is a bug. And there are bugs in this room. And that's just the way it is. I knew that was going to happen, and it's okay. There's not many, so it's all good. So now we are going to look at another exciting plant. Now this one is so cool. Another one that gets me really, really excited about indoor gardening. And this was something I didn't know if this would work. I have not ever seen anyone do this on YouTube. I'm sure it's been done, you would think, but I've never seen anyone do it on YouTube, which I think is super cool in an indoor gardening situation. This is my bean plant. It is actually, I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to estimate. Can we go back? There we go. It's got to be 2.5 feet tall already. Like craziness. I shouldn't say that's one plant. That's more than one plant. That is like, well, can we see down here? I want to see it's like three. You can't really see. It's about three bean plants. And I did something even more exciting and interesting. I don't know if the camera's going to capture it. Can I see it? Can you see it? Whoa, let's go down. There is a pea plant growing amongst the beans. I hope you guys can see that. I don't know. I'm going to try to get in a little closer here. Can you see that? I don't know. There you go. I think you see it at the back. Yeah, I didn't know how well peas and beans would grow together. I didn't actually look that up on Google, but I thought, why not try? Why not try growing peas and beans together? Because they're both climbing plants, and why not see if they can live together? I know some plants like each other and some plants don't like each other. So far, they seem to be doing okay. So I have to assume that they're friends in the plant world. I don't really know because I didn't look it up, but they don't seem to hate each other. So that's good. And now we're going to look at, yes, it is companion planting. I think. I don't know if they're companions. They seem to get along, so they must be, but I didn't actually look that up. Polyculture. Yes, definitely is. We are going to look at some more climbing plants in a minute. I'm just turning things around here. Okay, whoa. Can you see that? Sort of. These are my original peas, Howie, that you've been waiting to see. Now, I'm going to show you them better, but honestly, I'm a little embarrassed by what you're about to see because I don't just have peas in here. I planted, let's just be honest, I planted lettuce seeds and they're not looking good. They look like I should probably pull them out, but I will show you them in all of their glory. And I also planted something else that has not sprouted yet. I planted beets, but I only planted them a few days ago. I thought we might as well make use of all the soil in these containers. So here we go. The lettuce is super leggy. It's kind of embarrassing. I should just pull it out, but there are some of my peas, and they're over here. This here is a wild collection of peas. I have two varieties in here. Maybe you can tell these ones are super wild, and the seed package actually said they didn't need a trellis, and I don't believe them because I think they do need a trellis. But the one beside it right here, this is a more robust pea. It's a different variety, and it does need a trellis, which is fine because it has bamboo skewers, and this is not a skewer, this is a pole. And these fig cuttings that I stuck in. And I almost took these fig cuttings out because I thought they were dead and I thought the peas weren't really using them very well. But I did pull them out. And well, I temporarily pulled them out. Let's do a little check here. Oh my! This might be life. Can you see that? Can you guys see that at the bottom? Right here? It looks like a fresh bud that was in the soil, but it's not a root. So I'm a little bit confused because up here, that doesn't look like it's alive, but down here looks like there's life. There may or may not be roots on here. I can't really tell, but that definitely looks alive to me. So I'm going to put it back in the soil. I don't have high hopes, but it's possible it's alive. I think I looked at some of the other ones recently. Let's try this one here. And I think, Do you guys think there could be roots on there? Is that possible? Any theories in the comment section? Are these roots or am I imagining things? I think there might be roots on this little fig cutting. I'm going to stick it back in and hopefully I'm not wrong. I just got dirt on my keyboard, so that's why I'm blowing it off. So those are the peas. Actually, I have another one here that might be alive. I'm not going to pull this one out because I don't know if you can see it. It's the one right here. It also looks like it might be alive, the fig cutting, but it's got peas that are trying to climb it. So we're going to leave that one. But I have high hopes maybe for these figs. They might still be alive. I've never successfully done fig cutting propagation. I've tried, but the figs usually end up dying. I've never tried it in the house. I always do it outside, and I never can get the fig trees to grow. Like the ones I have were all either purchased or rescues from my parents' garden. I've never personally been able to root a fig tree as much as I want to, but I haven't been able to, unfortunately. And let's take a look at something else. We are checking out my onions. Now, this is kind of a sad story. Let's just move this. Oh boy. Here is my onion planter. It was looking good for a long time and it's not really looking good anymore. And I don't know if that's because these were grocery store green onions and this is like, I think this is week 15 from the time I started. And are they just done now? Like they're still growing, but they are not healthy like they used to be. So I'm not really sure exactly why they're not doing that well anymore, or is the temperature too hot? It could be. I did turn it down just as we started this video, and I'm going to leave it down. I might even turn it down a little bit more. Unfortunately, I'm worried about the bell peppers because bell peppers like heat, and these are like colder weather things. So I hope that's not going to slow the growth of my bell pepper plants, but clearly some of the plants are happier than others here. However, I decided just in case these are dying, excuse me, and they're not going to survive, I planted something in here that has not sprouted yet. It's only been in a few days. I'll show you the seed package. I decided, now this is a new experiment for me too. I have never done this before. I planted nasturtiums in the house. I do it outside, but never ever in the house. So I'm really excited to see if this is going to work out. I've got my fair share of green onion. If they die, I'm not disappointed. I also have green onion in my vegetable garden outside that is actually doing way better than these ones. So I'm not at all concerned if this fails. It doesn't really matter. But I'm really curious if this is going to grow in my house. It's only been a few days, so no sprouts, but I will keep you posted if it's going to work out. That would be so exciting. And next, whoa, I'm going to show you the package. This is the bean variety that I'm growing that I showed you a few minutes ago. This is the Black Knight variety from Baker Creek. And this is 65 to 80 days for beans. So hopefully these guys are successful. They are growing like mad. So hopefully, I do wonder how long it will take from the time like they finish their growing to the time they start flowering. I don't really know. There's no flowers yet, but I'm sure If they keep growing like this, at some point they will start flowering. Well, I think I'm going to have to end my little tour. I don't have a lot left, and my voice, I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is starting to die. I am much better. I'm like 99, 98% over my illness, but my voice is not healed. But thank you so much for joining in on my tour tonight. I appreciate all of the viewers. And we will see you next week with another little food garden update. Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.